because all 9 beautiful girls and 5 handsome boys have made it. Help me give these precious gems a round of applause.
To all staff members of the BVI SDA School, you have worked tirelessly to help mold these young people. Welcome, and now enjoy the fruits of your labor. Parents, your faces are beaming with joy and pride. Welcome and bask in this moment that you have anxiously been waiting for all 7 years.
Relatives and well wishers, welcome. Do have a pleasant afternoon.
Graduates, you have made it. Hats off to you. You are brilliantly decked out in your sharp black and white. Welcome and savor this moment because you can only experience it once. Welcome to graduation 2021. And please continue to be a light when all others go out.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, grade 4 students. Weren't they wonderful? They were indeed wonderful. And we do indeed have 14 lights shining in front of us this afternoon. As we continue, we're going to ask Pastor Leriano Webster to come and give congratulatory remarks to the graduates.
Good afternoon. I would like to adapt the protocol already established. Graduation is a very special event in the life of any student. It symbolizes the culmination of a grade or level, scary exams, accomplishments, and a gateway for continuing the journey of life. Consequently, I join with the principal, staff, parents, guardians, family, and friends on this joyous occasion in saying how happy we are to share in the excitement of your graduation day. It is a moment that as a community, we are filled with happiness and pride and celebrate your accomplishments by chronicling these simple words. We are so very proud of you. Join me as we give the graduating class of 2021 a round of applause. As we celebrate your achievement, we cannot help but reluctantly reminisce the previous challenging years without giving too much homage to those overwhelming challenges that we experienced. One thing is sure, the fact that you're here celebrating in this distinguished ceremony today's accomplishment shows that you are able to survive difficult times. You are able to survive the strong winds of 2017. You demonstrated strength and pliability in 2020 as a strange virus ushered in unconventional norms that evicted us out of the physical classroom, robbed us of much needed social interaction and much coveted playtime during break, not to mention the smothering but necessary use of unnatural masks as we try to just breathe and remain alive. In all of the challenges that we faced, learning did not halt, but along with challenges, it seemed as if an invisible hand had invested in you a determination to rise, to confront these challenges, and to persevere for excellence. And now, the product of perseverance, determination, and hard work, graduation day. A milestone, a stellar accomplishment in your own right that will serve as a portal to continue to succeed academically and in all aspects of life. Your class text rightly represents your faith as you receive the same charge Joshua received as he had to face the unknown future. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Strength, courage, fearlessness, perseverance, a conquering spirit are only some of the qualities that you emerge with as God's presence led you to be the light in the face of gross darkness and perplexities. As the 14 students that comprise the graduating class of 2021 celebrate this accomplishment, keep in mind that as this milestone is celebrated, the continuing journey to pursue secondary education awaits you at the BVI SDA Secondary School, a Christ-centered institution which prides itself in partnering with parents and guardians, safeguarding a solid foundation that serves as a platform that will eventually shape the future of this graduating class and many others into productive citizens of earth and the New Jerusalem. Ellen White encourages parents, teachers, and students to pursue a thorough preparation when she said, true education means more than the pursuit of a certain course of study. It means more than the preparation for the life that now is. It has to do with the whole being and with the whole period of existence possible to man. It is the harmonious development of the physical, mental, and spiritual powers. It prepares the student of the joy of service in this world and for the higher joy of wider service in the world to come. I conclude by citing Benjamin Franklin, who illustriously penned, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2021, to all those who contributed to the success that is celebrated today. Continue to invest in educating ourselves and those who depend on us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Webster, for those remarks. I would just like to take this time to just remind everyone that we are still very much in the midst of a pandemic. So we are asking people to observe the COVID-19 protocols by wearing your mask and socially distancing. So I just want to remind everyone of that. We now invite Honorable Julian Fraser to the podium to offer his remarks, which will be immediately followed by the school song.
I heard someone mention. I heard someone mention one of my colleagues. I don't see him. Oh, he's hiding, hiding behind a mask. Honorable Neville Smith, Territorial at-Large Member, the House of Assembly. Principal Wade Tobin, Pastor Webster, illustrious keynote speaker, Ms. Webster, Madam Chairman, any members of the school board that's here, parents, and of course, the graduating class of 2021. A pleasant good afternoon. Last class of 2021, I can't help but, couldn't help but notice a few hiccups at the start of the program. But it goes with the territory. You're not there yet. You're still primary school. Still, until you graduate, you're still primary school kids. So maybe someday when you become a high school kid and a college kid, you would see things start to flow a little more fluid. Principal Tobin, on behalf of my wife, Carrie, and the people of the 3rd District, my constituents, please accept our gratitude for the work and dedicated service of you and your staff in this another successful school year at the Seventh-day Adventist Primary. I also want to acknowledge the Board of Trustees for their thoughtfulness and regards for the district representatives through their kind invitation to give remarks at this 2021 graduation exercise. Class of 2021, this chapter is over. And now you must move on. And we are here to assure you that we are behind you 100%. Class of 2021, we know that you are the best this territory has to offer at your age. But we also know that you are vulnerable. We know that the transition you are about to make from primary to secondary will be the greatest challenge you have ever faced, both physically and academically, but most of all, socially. For while your physical state will be obvious, and you can bring home your academics and consult others on it, the social challenges you cannot share. A lot of how you deal with this transition will be up to you. My advice is to follow the teachings you have learned here at this school and never withhold information from your parents, no matter how insignificant it might seem to you. Some of you may choose to continue your education here, and that will go a long way to mitigate those challenges normally faced with this transition. But they will exist nonetheless. Class of 2021, as you move on to secondary school, I implore you to take seriously your new role as the new leaders of this school. As such, you have to keep up the academic standards already set by those before you and strive to break new grounds. These things don't just happen by chance or by luck. They happen by your adopting the habits that foster excellence. Let me offer you some study tips that I never had. Take a break from social media. Find a peaceful spot to study. Be engaged. Take notes and listen during discussions. Use colorful highlighters in organizing information. Make use of your extra time wisely. Use a planner to track your homework and other tasks. Have an organizational system in place. Create a routine. Have daily and weekly objectives in place. Do not procrastinate. Have daily and weekly objectives in place. Do not procrastinate. Join study groups. Manage high school stress. There will be some, a lot of stress. Take advantage of the technology available. Consider your learning style. And last but not least, evaluate yourself. Class of 2021, this is your first time here, but not for us. We do this every year. So when we tell you that the road ahead is wide open and the opportunities are limitless, it's because we know. Likewise, when we tell you of the challenges, that too comes from our experiences. Class of 2021, it will be remiss of me and definitely a disservice to you if I was to leave here this afternoon without acknowledging the arduous task you face in having to overcome COVID-19 to get here. So for that, I commend you all highly. Let me also, on behalf of my wife, Karen, and the people of the 3rd District, extend a well-deserved congratulations to you and to acknowledge your hard work and commitment to your education. You can give yourself a round of applause for that. I sincerely believe that when I say it. and also to encourage you to forge ahead because the future of this country depends on you. Parents, I thank you for your sincere contributions to your children's education and encourage you to redouble your effort to finish what you have started. Congratulations to the principal, his staff, for the job they have done as well. I look forward feverishly with enthusiasm for your future progress. Thank you. Good afternoon. They don't give us much time, so if you are looking for more, that's not my fault.
Here we are, hand in hand, in loyalty we take a stand, in a quest to do the right, to walk in wisdom and the light. Here we learn and here we teach, may our goals we dare to reach, prepare for excellence in our school. At the BVI 7-day Adventist School, where the Bible is our guide and our rule, where we learn and where we teach, may our goals we dare to reach, may our dreams never die, as we wait our sentence high. We persevere for excellence in our school. In our hands, head and heart, we hold the power to make a start. Courage to precise every test, to be ourselves of every best. Let our proud voices ring on our parents, teacher, king. We persevere for excellence in our school. At the BVI 7-day Adventist School, where the Bible is our guide and our rule. Here we learn and here we teach, may our goals we dare to reach, may our dreams never die, as we wait our sentence high. We persevere for excellence in our school. We persevere for excellence in our school.
I acknowledge the protocol that was already been established. Good afternoon, all. Let me do that again. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to express my profound congratulations to the class of 2021. Let's put our hands together for the class of 2021. We are indeed excited for their progress this afternoon and for their achievements. Graduates, you should be commended and applauded for your perseverance, for your zeal, for your resolve and commitment. You are graduating during unprecedented times and circumstances. The COVID-19 pandemic and its complexities. The world, as you and I have come to accept as normal, has been impacted significantly. In fact, even today's graduation exercise has been altered. Now, if you look around, you would notice that only you and your parents are in attendance, and all the other important individuals can't attend, but will join you in your celebration via online platforms. I want all individuals assembled here to seriously consider that dealing with the challenges of this pandemic has taken a significant toll on the lives of people all over the world. The impact of COVID-19 on education continues to be significant. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, which this territory holds associate membership, is an international intergovernmental organization, and it's dedicated to regional integration in the Eastern Caribbean states. It stated that coronavirus is an enemy of the OECS education system, causing the closing of schools and the social distancing between students and teachers, end of quote. This graduating class was unable to participate in the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment, that's the CPA, an assessment of the literacies required by all pupils exiting the primary school system. COVID-related school closures continue to affect children unequally, and not all children have the opportunities, tools, or access needed to keep on learning during this pandemic. School closures impact not only students, teachers, and families, but have far-reaching economic and societal consequences. During the last few months at this institution, online learning was a critical lifeline for your tutelage graduates. However, this institution was able to make modifications so that we could engage in conventional schooling, and that is face-to-face instruction. Graduates, as you transition to high school, this institution will create strategic responses with several initiatives to mitigate the impacts of coronavirus. The story is told of a Christian who was reduced to such poverty that he had only one pair of shoes, with the soles worn through and his toes sticking out. Depressed and discouraged, he walked down the street mumbling to himself, I might as well be barefooted as to wear these miserable, uncomfortable shoes. As he felt himself becoming more and more bitter, he came upon a man sitting on the sidewalk and begging. The poor fellow had no legs. After a moment, the discouraged Christian realized that there was something worse than having old shoes, having no feet upon which to wear the shoes. Are you complaining? Think about how much worse things could be, graduates and those gathered this afternoon. Graduates, I want you to capitalize on opportunities for successful learning outcomes. The chances for growth and development are numerous. And you've heard earlier the Honorable District Representative, Honorable Fraser, mention some excellent tools to help you to be successful as you move on to high school. And I won't rephrase or reinforce them because I think he did an excellent job. And so we will call him in the future to come and, fill in for us as a teacher from time to time. But I just want to mention one other point, and that is, young people, take responsibility for your learning. What does that statement imply? It simply means make good choices regarding schooling. Obey school and classroom rules. Be prepared for class. Finish your work. Do what is expected of you. When I'm assigned a task, graduates, I complete it on time. When I make a promise, I keep my promise. Do your best at all times. And if you think primary school was vigorous, you haven't seen anything yet. To the parents and supporters of these graduates, I want to remind you that your work with these students have just begun. Affirm your child. Matthew Jacobson reminds us that it is easier to build a child than repair an adult. The story is told of a little Billy who was allowed to sit in his father's place at the dinner table one evening when his father was absent. His slightly older sister, resenting the arrangement, sneered, "So you're the father tonight. All right, how much is 2 times 7? Without a moment hesitation, Billy replied nonchalantly, "I'm busy. Ask your mother." Some children walk the high road while others tread the low. A parent's life determines which way a child will go. This afternoon, parents, which way is your child going? At this juncture, allow me to tell you about the courageous, skillful, insistent, and committed class of 2021. Their achievement is recorded and seen in the awards and prizes they have earned. The members of the class of 2021 are a very special group of boys and girls. Let me share with you some of their successes. Of the 14 sixth graders, 14 students have successfully completed their course of study to advance to the high school level. Let's put our hands together for them. We have a student, Tyrone Smith Jr., whose parents are educators, one a principal and the other an education officer. And we are always excited and happy when teachers' children can be successful. We know how teachers work, and sometimes, you know, they leave their own child undone, but we're happy when their children can be successful. 71% of this graduating class are honor students. This percentage represents 10 of the 14 students are honor roll students. Moreover, 7 of the 10 honor students are graduating with high honors, and that is commendable. 2 of the 10 honor students are males, 8 are females. The valedictorian is Delisha Thompson, and you'll hear from her later. And Kayla Winter is the salutatorian. Let's put our hands together for these wonderful young people. This is a proud moment for you parents, a proud moment for the institution, and we're all excited and happy for the graduating class. Graduates, my hope for all of you is that as you leave here today, you will decide to keep the principles instilled by this institution as an integral part of your lives. One of the many principles that is essential to your success is commitment. What is the word, graduating class? Commitment. Say commitment. You sound like you're tired. Say commitment. Let me hear you shout it. Commitment. Now you're sounding like class, like students who are about to graduate it. I don't want to test you this afternoon. Commitment is simply being dedicated to a course or an activity. Commitment is simply being dedicated to a course or activity. To conclude, let me share this story with you that illustrates the importance of commitment. And I'm sure if I ask you, I know you're bright students, what is an ox? Would you be able to tell me what's an ox? Okay. Yes, someone asked what's the definition. I'm sure, you know, parents, you know, you need to do some more homework. What is a mule? Do you know what's a mule? Oh, they're not so sure. What about a butcher? Have you heard the word butcher? Okay, yes. So these words are very important as I read this story to you. So a butcher, you should know what a butcher is. For years, an old farmer had been plowing with an ox and a mule together and working them pretty hard. The ox said to the mule, "Let's play sick today and rest a while." You know, it sounds familiar, like when you don't want to do your homework and your class assignments, you tell mommy that I'm not feeling well. So, but the old mule said, "No, we need to get the work done, for the season is short." But the ox played sick, and the farmer brought him fresh hay and corn and made him comfortable. When the mule came in from plowing, the ox asked how he made out. "We don't get as much done, but we made it all right," answered the mule. Then the ox asked, "What did the old man say about me?" "Nothing," said the mule. The next day, the ox, thinking he had a good thing going, played sick again. When the mule came in again, very tired, the ox asked, "How did it go?" The mule said, "All right, I guess, but we didn't get much done." Then the ox asked, "What did the old man say about me?" "Nothing to me," was the reply. But he did stop and have a long talk with the butcher. Graduates, when you have commitment, you will attain your goals. You will achieve excellence in life. Don't just be involved, commit. The difference between involvement and commitment is like an egg and bacon breakfast. The chicken was involved, the pig was committed. Your next level of education does not call for a small sacrifice. It demands a total commitment. Once again, graduating class of 2021, congratulations on your success, and I look forward to the positive impact you make in the future. Thank you so much.
As we continue, I'll invite the primary choir to come and give us a musical selection. Amen. Let us give the primary school choir another round of applause for that beautiful selection. We'll now invite Miss Kayla Winter to come and give salutatorian remarks. Miss Winter.
I would like to acknowledge the protocol that has already been established. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon. I stand here honored and humbled as the salutatorian of the class of 2021. According to Ellen G. White in her book Education, page 13, true education is the harmonious development of the physical, the mental, and the spiritual powers. It prepares the student for the joy of service in this world and the wider joy of service in the world to come. My heart is overwhelmed with gratitude to God for his continual guidance in my life. I want to thank him for the British Virgin Islands SDA school that has prepared me mentally, academically, physically, and spiritually for the past 6 years. To all the teachers who worked tirelessly to help me experience this moment, I say thank you. An extra special thank you to Mr. Elvis John and Mrs. Rem Prince, who completed the primary journey with us. Thank you for never giving up on us and for maintaining your calm, even though we were quite a handful. To all the support staff, I say thank you for the significant role that you have played in our lives here at the BVI SDA school. Because of your commitment and hard work, I am a proud product of Seventh-day Adventist Christian education. To my parents, Lisa and Carrie Winter, thank you for sacrificing to give me a Christian education that has molded, trained, and prepared me for this world and the next. I know it was difficult to have 5 children in this institution at the same time, but you did it because you love us and want the best for us. I am forever indebted to you for your unwavering commitment and sacrifice. Thank you for all that you have done for us and always encouraging and motivating me to study diligently at all times. Dad, thank you for keeping me focused and helping me with all of my projects. There wasn't a tool necessary that your magical toolbox didn't have. Mom, thank you for helping me to study and for breaking down everything as simple as possible to make sure that I understood every single detail. To my siblings, Taya, Reina, Layla, Lana, Cassidy, and Kaya. Thank you for your shoulders, your love, and for assisting me with my work, and for all the good times that we have shared. You are all my first best friends. To my Titi, Maria, thank you for taking on the tedious task of taking care for me whenever my mom was away. I would also like to thank my uncles, BJ and Siobhan, and Auntie Brittany for always loving and caring for me. To my cousin, my best friend, and my classmate, Jade, thank you for always having my back. There were times when I felt stressed, but it was never for long because my grandparents would step in with their love and would tell me all the things that I needed to hear. Thank you, Grandpa Ariel, for helping me to relax by taking me to the garden to plant with you. Thank you for always being there and making sure that I was okay. I would also like to thank my grandma Paulette for all our bingo games, talks, and your infamous cake. A heartfelt thank you goes out to my Nana for all her love and unwavering support. My fellow classmates, it has been quite a journey for us, a journey that has brought us here today, not only to celebrate the completion of a successful chapter of our lives, but to celebrate us venturing into another unwritten chapter. Thank you for all the fun times that we have had. Thank you for being there in the good times and even the bad times. We have made mistakes, but we have learned from them. Classmates, we made it. And today, all 14 of us are here celebrating this great moment. Let us move forward, knowing that God will always be with us. Class of 2022, put God first, work hard, and success will definitely be yours. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I thank you.
Thank you, Miss Winter. That was wonderfully done. Our keynote speaker for this afternoon is Mrs. Jurise Webster. Jurise Webster was born on the 21st of May, 1990, on the beautiful island of Anguilla. She is the second of three children, being the only Lily nestled between her two brothers. As a young woman growing up, she has always been reserved and soft spoken, but once you befriended her, you would have come to realize that under that quiet and serious demeanor, there is a caring and fun loving individual with much to offer. She loves a good laugh and enjoys quality time in the company of friends and family. Throughout her academic sojourn, Jurise has always made an effort to make her parents and those around her proud, from several subject awards in the elementary division to the attainment of 10 plus subjects at CSEC and later CAPE subjects during her tertiary education. She maintained that same vigor even as she progressed to university. Jurise attended the University of the Southern Caribbean in Trinidad. There, she studied business management and leadership and received her bachelor's degree in that field of study, achieving the highest GPA in her class. Even though she wanted to be an entrepreneur, she stepped into the teaching arena and developed a love for this career that has kept her rewardingly engaged for the past 8 years. Due to her love for children, she has been involved in several Pathfinder clubs across other countries, various children outreach activities, church programs, and is presently the children's ministries leader of her church in Tortola. With gratitude for her love of teaching, she is currently seeking to pursue her master's degree in education at Walden University. Mrs. Webster is married to the dynamic pastor Leriano Webster, and this union has produced one beautiful and sweet daughter. Lernia Webster, Lernaya, I'm sorry, Lanaya. Lanaya Webster. Jerice loves her family and is a hard worker who believes in allowing her work to speak for itself. She also believes that nothing in life comes easy and that hard work leads to success. As Maya Angelou once penned, you will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. Or, in the words of Dolly Parton, the way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. Most importantly, Jerice is a firm and staunch believer that with God, all things are possible. She is an astute leader, a meticulous, dedicated, and loving teacher, a confidant, a treasured daughter and wife, a humble woman of God, and a friend to many. In her spare time, she enjoys designing, decorating, creating handmade art, painting, helping others in need, reading, and of course, spending time with her family. Without a doubt, Jerice Webster is a godly woman and one whom you can depend. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mrs. Webster.
I would like to adopt the protocol already established and say good afternoon to everybody. And I would also like to take this opportunity to express gratitude to the BVI Seventh-day Adventist School, the Board of Management, for selecting me to be your keynote speaker this afternoon. My discourse is entitled, Be a Light. By January 1879, long before any of us were born, in a small laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey, a man by the name of Thomas Edison had built his first high-resistance incandescent electric light. Now, this was no easy task. I could imagine the long, arduous nights, the frustration that I'm sure some of you may have had, the loss of zeal to continue. When a reporter asks, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? Thomas Edison replied, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. Students, great success is built on failure, frustration, and even catastrophe. Now, I want you to know that Thomas Edison, he not only created the light bulb, but his life continues to be an inspiration to others simply because he was a light. Now, the power of light floods through our lives daily. It is present in so many forms and is arguably the most influential force on how we perceive and connect with the world around us. We live, communicate, and celebrate in all its mediums. Light has the power to give life and save life. It plays with our emotions and considerably affects the way we feel. We interact with this thing called light, this powerful and intangible substance, whether natural or man-made, but we often overlook or don't realize the significant impact it has on the spaces we use. Its influence is frequently taken for granted simply because it's all around us. But in short, light is important. So what are some things that light does? Number one, we need light. Tell the truth, guys. Don't you love light? Tell the truth. Imagine how odd you feel when the current goes off and you have to run to find some source of light. Imagine how hard it is even to get dressed in the dark. Imagine how you would come out, maybe in some old clothes, some stained clothes. We need light to do just about everything. It's warm, it's comforting, and it's motivating. Now, suppose you are wandering around in the dark. We might step on something important or even step on something dangerous. Light helps us to see. It reveals things, and it warns people of things that they could avoid. Essentially, we have evolved to not only love light, but to need light. We see best in light and have limited sight in the darkness. Daily exposure to light keeps us healthy. It's even therapeutic. It helps us to live productive lives, keeps the darkness away, and provides warmth. It also is a method of cooking and even a measure of security. So number two, light can also shape our moods. Too little light leaves us feeling somewhat depressed. For example, in certain countries like England, where it tends to be dark and cold and gloomy, in the winter season especially, some persons can feel depressed and even lonely. But most persons prefer to feel buoyant and not depressed and lacking light. And also not enough light can also damage our eyes and maybe even lead to headaches. Number three, light makes our modern day life possible. Before man-made light, our productivity was limited by the number of daylight hours. Fire helped to extend our days, as did gaslight. And now, lighting powered by electricity gives us the ability to stay awake longer, come up with new ideas, be innovative, and quite literally change the world in record speed. Number 4, light creates atmosphere. Lighting dictates what a space feels like. Bright white lights glaring off of the wall can create a clinical atmosphere. Warm white lights add a little bit of welcome. Colorful lights that twinkle on and off can make a place more festive. With relatively little effort, we can transform any space and convey an extremely specific feeling using light. Therefore, light is a force, a literal source of energy. Light is the opposite of darkness, and as such, it represents all that is good, including the greatest good, which is Jesus Christ himself, who called himself the light of the world in John 8:12. Light leads to life, and often throughout the Bible is symbolic of being in alignment with God's plans, purposes, and character. Again, light is powerful. And I urge you students to be a light. The same way we need light is the same way the world needs you. Go light your world. Be a light that someone needs. Help them with their struggles. Be a source of warmth or comfort. Show them the path that they should be on. Be a light of innovation. Be a light of obedience. Be a light of determination and diligence. Be a light of excellence. Be a light of excellence. Simply put, I want you to be a light. Be a light in modern life. Shine above the darkness that others may create. You cannot eliminate darkness by running away, can you? You cannot eliminate darkness by cursing it. The only way to get rid of darkness is to use light and to be that light yourself. So do not worry about the light of others. And most importantly, don't try to compare yourself to them. You must find that drive that gives you enthusiasm to face each day. And I'm not talking about a job right now, obviously. I'm not even talking about a career. I'm talking about a calling, that God-given calling that propels you to remove the lampshades from your soul and mandate that everyone wear sunglasses in your presence because you are just that bright. Be a light. Be a light and shape the mood in the atmosphere. When you enter a room, I want you to beam. I see you're wearing your nice bright colors, and I too, I want to be a light just like you. Bring the joy, bring the pizzazz, bring the confidence and the heavenly aura that draws people to your character. Shine your light on others like Jesus. Warn people of the things that they may not see and need to avoid. Furthermore, I want you to know that there are times that you might feel that your light is going a bit dim. And whether it is because somebody upset you, or something upset you, or something made you feel down, remember that you have persons in your corner, like Sister Winter said. You have parents, family members, some good friends, teachers, and of course, the light of the world himself, Jesus. Remember, be a light. Now, I often have to remind myself that light and darkness, although opposing forces and a common dichotomy, are not equal. They're not even close. Now, don't get me wrong. Darkness has its place in our life when we need to sleep and so on. But in John 1:5, it says, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. Therefore, light dominates. It wins every time. And you students are winners, so be a light. Now listen to this. Have you ever noticed that you can be amid pitch black darkness, and even the tiniest little light can be seen? It can break the darkness. Now consider the opposite. What if you are in a well-lit, bright area? Can you bring in a small amount of darkness and expect it to have the same effect? No, it is not the same force that light is. So I just want to step over here and give us a little demonstration. Now I have some flashlights here, as you can see on display. They come in different sizes, different shapes. We have talents, because we can be like this flashlight here. So we have different talents, we have different gifts, we have different skills and so on. But our main purpose is to make sure that we can shine, right? We want to shine like the flashlight. Now, this one here in particular, when I try to put it on, nothing happens, and I'm trying to figure out why. So I want us to open it and see what could be stopping this flashlight from coming on. We have a lot going on in here. No wonder it couldn't come on. Let's see what we have here. We have things that look like drugs. Sometimes they call this a spliff, huh? We have all sorts of things in here. This one says, disregarding school rules. None of us do that in here. Skipping classes is another one. Violence, drugs. All these different things here are hindrances to us being able to shine our light. Not studying, procrastinating, skipping classes. These are things that we don't ever want to have on the inside of us that is going to stop our light from shining. Now, when we think about a battery, however, because we know batteries are a source of energy, when we put the battery inside of the flashlight and we put it in correctly, we get light. So I want to remind us that, like this battery, I want us to think about God and being connected to the correct power source. And when we empty ourselves of all these things that we shouldn't have, and we fill it with God and His Holy Spirit, and we have the right powerful connection, God will make sure that we are reflectors of Him. He will help us to manage our time carefully. He will help us to get rid of the violence, the drugs. All these different things will never be a temptation, the peer pressure. None of those things will be able to tempt us beyond what we can deal with, because God is with us. So now, that being said, I want you to consider yourself a light. And I want you to repeat, be a light, after some statements that I will articulate. I want to hear you say it with power. So you're going to have to lower your mask. I want to hear you say it with vigor. And I want to hear you say it with energy, because you are the light. So here we go. When others try to get in your way, be a light. Let's go again. When others try to get in your way, be a light. When peer pressure comes to lead you astray, yes. When other lights around you go out, you must. Very good. When friends want you to skip class when you go to high school, you will. All right. When others try to discourage you, you must. As you transition into high school, you must be a light. Very good. Marianne Williamson once penned the words, "It is our light not our darkness that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So we are afraid of it, but we must be a light. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, handsome, gorgeous, and fabulous? And the real question is, who are you not to be? You must be a light. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. So we must be a light. Graduates of the class of 2021, do not be afraid to let your light shine. Do not be drab. Do not be dull and gloomy. Find yourself. Listen to the Holy Spirit. Search for your calling that makes you shine and unleash your best self. Let your character shine. It is your responsibility and it is your time now. So I want you to take that light and show us the way. Go out, be the light, remain faithful, and change our world. The world needs you to shine. So in closing, I would like to conclude with this poem. And I would like you to join me, graduates. I would also like the audience to join us because you are here too to support these 14 bright beaming stars. So I'm going to ask you to stand with me. And every time I do this, you're going to do this with me. And we're going to say, be a light. Come on, supporting parents, you have to stand too. Be that backbone for your children and this graduating class. Stretch and raise your hands so that we can be a light. So I'm going to read stanza 1, and then I'm going to do this, and we're going to say be a light. So let's practice 1 second. Again. Very good. Graduates, your primary education has ended to become a chapter of the past. Happy and sad moments, team efforts, cherished friendships are memories that will forever last. One door is closed and another has opened wide. You are entering a new arena. Step in with pride. So, very good. You are moving up the ladder to pursue secondary education. Step by step, setting goals, developing our nation. Determined to work hard, to be disciplined, to complete assignments in proper timing. This is only the beginning, not at the top, but climbing. So, very good. Beware of peer pressure. Don't give in. Remain in control. Drug use, delinquent behavior, gang violence. Never allow such to destroy your mind, body, and soul. Let your influence be powerful. Leave no room for doubt. Education has no limit, culture, race, or color. So, do not procrastinate. Develop a work plan and stay on track. Take charge of your journey. Stay focused and at no time look back. Be towers of integrity, strength, willpower, and valor. Education has no limit, race, or color. So my precious 14 beaming lights, I am proud of you today. Think big, remain positive, and cast all fears away. Joshua 1:9 tells us, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Remember, students, you are the men and women of tomorrow. So, have a seat, everybody. Congratulations to the class of 2021. BA, louder, BA, and let your light shine. Go and light your wall. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Webster, for that powerful, positive, and enlightening message to our graduates. We thank you so much. I enjoyed it immensely. We now invite Mrs. Samantha Whiteley, Teacher Whiteley, to come forward and lead the presentation of gifts and awards to our graduates.
Protocol already established. Good afternoon, everyone. Presentation of gifts and awards, and the names are Kelly Bruce, Class 5 Completion Award, Bible Award, 3rd place, Mathematics Award, 1st place, Most Improved Student for Language Arts, Award for Leadership and Initiative, Award for Commitment and Perseverance. Amber Hastings, Class 5 Completion Award, Language Arts Award, 3rd place, Award for Most Cooperative Student, and Award for Participation in Sports. Leah Headley, Class 5 Completion Award, Most Improved Student in Science and Health, Award for Commitment and Perseverance. Sean Hodge, Class 5 Completion Award, Award for Commitment and Perseverance, Award for Most Cooperative Male Student, and Most Improved Student in Social Studies. Tariq Martin, Class 5 Completion Award and Award for Commitment and Perseverance. O'Shane Mason, Class 5 Completion Award, Award for Most Helpful Male Student. Jaylin Penn, Class 5 Completion Award and Commitment and Perseverance Award, Award from Minnie's Vegetarian Plus. Sionella Perez, Class 5 Completion Award, Most Improved Student in Mathematics, award for commitment and perseverance. Leah Richards. Class 5 Completion Award, award for most helpful female student, award for commitment and perseverance, and award for leadership and initiative. Tyrone Smith Jr. Award Class 5 Completion Award, award for most outstanding male student in sports. Caleb Thomas, Class 5 Completion Award, a Commitment and Perseverance Award. Delicia Thompson, Class 5 Completion Award, Valedictorian Award, Bible Award first place, Language Arts second place, Mathematics Award second place, Social Studies Award first place, Health Science Award first place, Award for Exemplary Christian Deportment, and a gift certificate from Carrion's Place. Jade Winter, Class 5 Completion Award, Mathematics Award third place, Health Science Award second place, and Social Studies Award third place. Kayla Winter, Class 5 Completion Award, Salutatorian Award, Bible Award second place, Language Arts Award first place, Social Studies Award second place, Health Science Award third place, Most Disciplined Student Award, Award for Exemplary Christian Deportment, and Award for Most Creative in Art. Congratulations, class of 2021. You may be seated, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Whiteley. We'll now have the presentation of the class of 2021 to the principal, and this will be done by Mrs. Rem Prince, who's a grade 6 educator, grade 6 teacher from the elementary division.
I acknowledge the protocol previously established. Good evening, students, teachers, friends, family, and the graduating class of 2021. A hearty congratulations to you all. You did it through God's strength and your perseverance. I am extremely grateful to be standing here, the proudest I have ever been, to this amazing group of students. Not only have you successfully completed the final years of elementary school, you have survived during a time where the world deemed world was deemed broken, where many have given up due to unforeseen pressures of COVID-19, you all triumphed and preserved, and for that, we celebrate you today. It is my hope that you will all carry that level of resilience with you throughout the remainder of your academic and personal lives. As you approach the next phase of your journey, I would like to encourage you to remember to always put God first, and He will direct your path. I will, of course, be checking in on you and watching eagerly for the next politicians, entrepreneurs, contractors, captains, architects, lawyers, and the many other professionals that will grace us. Never forget that this world is yours and you can be anything you want to be. My children, you are all very special to me. And as we have come to the end of our bittersweet journey, I am comforted with the many fond memories we have shared throughout the years. I'm so proud of you. Mr. Wade Tobin, principal of the BVI SDA School, I am delighted and honored to present to you the class of 2021, an effervescent, vivacious, and resilient group.
And the class of 2021, please stand. Mrs. Prince, I accept your report and the resilient, determined class of 2021. I do look forward to the great exploits that they will make in the high school division. Congratulations, class of 2021. You'll be seated.
We will now continue to one of the most exciting parts of this afternoon, the presentation of diplomas and the turning of tassels. So we invite Principal Wade Tobin to come forward and do this for us, please.
The acting chairman designee, Pastor Lariana Webster of the the BVI SDA School Board of Management. I have the honor of presenting 5 boys and girls, a total of 14 graduating students of the British Virgin Islands Seventh Adventist Primary School in the school year 2021. They have successfully completed the requirements of the basic education curriculum prescribed by the Education Department of the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists and the Department of Education for the elementary schools of the Government of the Virgin Islands. I will now proceed to confer upon them their diplomas. The graduates, could you please stand? I will now call Kellia Bruce. Amber Hastings. Leah Headley. Sean Hodge. Tariq Martin. O'Shane Mason. Jalen Penn. Cernella Perez. Leah Richards. Tyrone Smith Jr. Caleb Thomas. Delisha Thompson. Jade Winter. Last but not least, Kayla Winter. Students, at this time, you will now turn your tassel, symbolic that you have now graduated. Congratulations, students. Congratulations, parents. Welcome. You may be seated.
The graduating class of the BVI 7-Day Adventist School Elementary Division 2021 will now render a class selection to us, Victorious by Kirk Franklin. Graduating class. We are victorious. Let's give them another round of applause. Beautiful. That was really nice. Before we continue, I'd like to acknowledge the online president, the online presence. The online presence of the former education director of the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, Dr. Vincent David. We are now going to turn to one of our shining stars of the evening, Ms. Delicia Thompson, who is going to bring us valedictorian's remarks. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes.
I acknowledge the protocols already established. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates, good afternoon. I would like to begin by expressing gratitude first and foremost to God. One songwriter penned this line in his song, "We have come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord." We could not have made it this far if it was not for the Lord. God has been with us throughout this journey and has blessed our efforts. He has given us life, health, strength, and the wisdom to make it through. So we give God praise. Graduation is a time to remember and a time to dream. It's a time to look back and a time to reach forward. As I look back, I'm sure you will agree with me, class of 2021, that our journey through primary school involved a lot of hard work. From stage one, our teachers guide us and imparted lessons that helped us develop the basic foundation for our educational pursuit. Over the years, we have laid many building blocks on this foundation, which have prepared us to successfully complete our foundational learning. When we commenced Class 5 in September 2020, we never thought it would have been such a roller coaster ride. Throughout this entire school year, we have been through ups and downs. The coronavirus impact, mask wearing, social distancing, and online learning. But praise God, this institution was able to do face-to-face learning, and we're back at school for our final year of elementary school. I reflect on the many days of after-school classes, nights of completing homework assignments, and weekend of studying and completing projects. Even though some of us were late at times, we worked hard and pushed on to the finish line. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. We did it. We completed Class 5 and has crossed over the first hurdle in our educational quest. We have achieved a milestone in our pursuit for excellence. At this juncture, I pause to express thanks to the administration and staff for the noble institution, the principal and all the teachers who taught and impacted our lives along the journey from stage 1 to class 5. Especially Mrs. Prince and Mr. John, who took the baton and ran with us on the final leg. On behalf of this class, I also say thanks to all the parents representing here today. You have been a fortress or support in times of need. I want to especially say thanks to my family, my parents and my siblings for all their support. To my classmates, I say, thank you for the experience we had and the relationships we share. We didn't get along all the time, but we remain good friends. I remember all the fun and all the hard times we had together. Even though we had our differences, we still showed that we care for each other. And I hope that this bond will remain. Keep in mind that the journey is not over. Another hurdle awaits us, the challenges of secondary school. However, be not dismayed. We have someone on our side who never lets us down. Put God first in all you do. Do not forget all those lessons of faith, trust, and assurance and promises that we have learned in our Bible classes. Take Philippians 4:13 with you. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Never stop believing in yourself. Push yourself to reach your goals. Our team challenges us to be a light when all others go out. This admonishes us to be like Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys. Stand up and stand out. Shine when the darkness of peer pressure surrounds you. Be a light to those who become discouraged along the way. When other lights are going out around you, keep burning bright. I dare you, class of 2021, to stand against the darkness of wrong and be the light to show the right path for others to follow. Ellen G. White writes, the greatest want of the world is the want of men and women who will not be bought or sold. Men who in their innermost soul are true and honest. Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name. Men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole. Men who will stand for their right though the heavens fall. My fellow classmates, as we celebrate this moment, let us never forget our class text. Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee wheresoever thou goest. So I urge you, go make your mark on the registry for every class. Open your mind to the education that prepares you for the challenges of the changing world and fits you for eternity. Hold your torch high and let it burn to light the path to excellence. Go be a light when all other lights go out. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson, and congratulations again. We now call on Mrs. Sarah Bevans, who will make a special presentation to our keynote speaker this afternoon. Mrs. Bevans. And this will be immediately followed by our vote of thanks, which will be done by Dr. Paula Hastings. And the benediction.
Ms. Jurise Webster, on behalf of the BVI SDA School Principal, Administration, Staff, and the class of 2021, we wish to express our thanks for you shining your light this afternoon and reminding our fellow graduates that indeed they must shine their lights. For that reason, we present to you this lovely token of our appreciation. We hope that Pastor also enjoys some, and my little friend, Lunaya. God bless you. It's very heavy. God bless you and continue to be a beacon of light so that boys and girls can continue to shine their light as well.
I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the protocol already established. Good evening. It is a privilege to be able to stand here during this graduation exercise and deliver the vote of thanks for a very special class, the class of 2021. Students, it's been quite a journey. COVID shook everything up and changed absolutely everything. And that allowed me to become a part of this class's family. There's an old African proverb which says that it takes a village to raise a child. And I personally believe that we ought to be incredibly grateful for the village that is the BVI Seventh-day Adventist School. Okay, to the business at hand. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God, without whom this moment would not have been possible. And by extension, thank you to the BVI SDA Church for having the vision to educate the children. Thank you to the principal, teachers, and ancillary staff for taking the time to educate and nurture these children and get them to this place. Your hard work is acknowledged and greatly appreciated. A special note of thanks to the keynote speaker. It was certainly inspirational. I wish I'd had you at my graduation years ago. But children, remember what she said about being a light. Remember it. Thank you to all those who have helped to make this afternoon's program a success through donation of your time, talent, words of wisdom, and particularly to the technical team who've made it possible for those who are watching in the virtual world to participate in this event. For those of you who are watching virtually, thank you for attending. And for all of you who are here, parents, friends, supporters, and well-wishers of the BVI SDA School, thank you for the time you continue to invest in our young people. A special thank you goes to those who have contributed to this evening's event: Mr. Mario and Mrs. Sonia Thomas, Mrs. Joyce Leonard, Mr. and Mrs. James Todman, Todman Construction Limited, the Honorable Vincent Wheatley, Social Security Board, Minnie's Vegetarian Plus Restaurant, Newton Construction Limited, Mrs. Antoinette Skelton, JTC BVI Limited, Nanny Key Limited, Mr. and Mrs. James Anthony, Summit Printing. And if there's anyone that I have omitted, please pardon me, but thank you very much. Thank you for all that you continue to do. Okay. And the last thing on today's program, please stand for the benediction.
Before we go into the benediction, I would just like to remind us to remain standing during the recessional, and also the graduating class. Remember to come back to take your photographs, okay? Thank you.
Alrighty. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you this afternoon for another opportunity to pray. We ask for your almighty hand to be upon all those who are graduating today. We bless and commit them into your all-capable hands and pray that you'll help them to stay on course. May their dreams be realized as they walk into the future with faith, knowing that you're always with them. As we leave this place and continue to celebrate this milestone, please accompany each of us and keep us safe. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.